Good morning, welcome to my channel. On the last video I completed my exhaust system, but there's still a few things I need to do before I can get the body back on. I have compiled a list. Let's go through it. The exhaust, as I say, is pretty much done. I do still have that adapter bracket just to weld in place, because at the moment if you step in this, not that you would, but if you step in that, it spins round. So I can't have that, so that's to be done. Other things on the list. Where is the list? The list is over here. It's quite a big list, but it's a lot of niggly stuff. So today I want to weld that exhaust, and I want to run my fuel line from the tank, solid line, along the frame up to the front, with little pipe brackets screwed into the sides. What else do I have? Transmission cooler. Right, on previous videos I did mention that I was just going to install the transmission cooler over here for now. I know I can get a kit that pipes it around the transmission, attaches to the sump bolts, goes to the front and goes into your either a transmission cooler in front of the radiator or into the radiator if it's a combination type. But for now I ran out of money, so I can't afford a kit like that, so I'm just going to run the hoses through the frame and up here, and yes, big hot exhaust pipe. So I'll probably put a heat shield over the exhaust pipe for now, and then the transmission mount will sit sort of that sort of angle. The transmission cooler will sit just above there. So I need to get those three things done. Also, there's a few brackets I need to trim off. I noticed when I installed this pipe at the back, this section here just needs chopped off. That was originally part of the suspension setup for the leaf springs. So obviously I chopped this side off, but I didn't chop that side off because I guess I couldn't see it from this angle. So both sides need to get that trimmed off, just in case the exhaust decides to jump up and bash it. So I don't want that. I was holding on to that bracket there in case I needed it for my handbrake cable, but that's not going to work anyway because it's going to interfere with that mount. So I can chop that off. And finally, I need to paint over everywhere that I welded, that I rubbed down so that I could get a good weld. I need to paint all that again. And the exhaust joins, the sort of U-bracket things I made, I need to paint all them to stop them corroding. The pipe itself doesn't need painted because it's going to get very hot and it'll just burn off anything that sits on top. It's pretty good quality steel anyway, I'm not too bothered about it getting rusty. It's going to get hot anyway, it doesn't matter. If you put paint in an exhaust, it generally just burns off. That's the main things, but I do have a whole lot of engine stuff that I need to do as well, which is also on the list. And again, it's much easier to take the engine out to do that. I'll go through that list as well now. So my list of engine jobs I need to do. I've got a brand new fuel pump to go on. Again, I could do that in situ, but I might as well have the engine out to do that because I need to take it out and repair. I don't know if you can see in there. Tip of my finger. That's where the kickdown cable goes, and I may have broken it or just disconnected it, but either way I need to get that out and repair it because it does leak transmission oil through that. Even if I have to cap it for now, but you know, I kind of would like my kickdown cable. Yeah, this section here is actually snapped off. I think the cable itself is okay, it just hooks into that little pin in there. So yeah, I'll probably need to get a new cable. I don't think the kickdown cables are expensive. I don't even think the one I've got is for this carburetor anyway. What else on the engine? Oh yeah, I've got my transmission. I've got a new vacuum solenoid thingamajig that goes in there. It's just a straight direct replacement, but it is adjustable. If anyone's got any tips on adjusting these things, or even just the initial, startup, because I will have access from the bottom, but it's going to be fiddly, so I'd like to know what I'm doing before I have to do it blind, if you know what I mean. What else we got? Kick down here with shifter bracket. Oh yeah, obviously I need to put the drive shaft back in before I put the body on. I have got to trim frame mounts. The other side of these, you won't really be able to see it, but they're just a bit too close to the headers at that side. I just need to trim a few mil off. And yeah, that's probably about it. And then we can finally get the body back on. But I do want to finish sanding the red oxide off before the body goes on, or at least the roof section where it's hard to reach. However, today they're threatening rain all day. We've not had any yet, but I'm not grinding the body down for it just to get instantly rustified. Okay, let's go on with that then. Well, it started raining and it didn't stop. Well, it stopped now. So I went down to the basement and checked my comments, and I had an epiphany. Don't worry, I cleaned it up. Anyway, my latest subscriber, Don Shilk, another comment about the exhaust rubber hanger things. One should be round the other way. And I wrote a big reply about how the engine isn't going to move that much. The exhaust will be fine. However, there is something very important that he kind of reminded me of. Let me show you. So I think we can all agree that the exhaust is not going to move much or at all that way, right? So the exhaust wouldn't pull the rubber off, okay? But that's not the issue, as I just realised. Exhausts, by their very nature, vibrate a lot with the harmonic resonance, whatever it is. So that vibration could transfer to the rubber, and that little rubber bush could actually vibrate its way off. Then the exhaust falls down. So yeah, you were all right again, and I was wrong again. So I shall chop one of each of the hanger setups off, turn it round, re-weld it back on. Everyone will be happy and my exhaust will stay on the car. There we go. Finally got it right.
saved by my YouTube subscribers again. Thanks guys, makes far more sense now. Honestly, by the time this thing's over, it's going to be perfect. And I'll have you to thank for that. So, let's see, what time is it? I know it looks like daylight, but it's not really, look. Sun is down, it's getting dark. So I will continue with this tomorrow. Quite happy with that now though. I'm glad you pestered me for it, because who knows what could have happened. My lovely exhaust could have ended up on the highway with me making a lot of noise with a red face. Right, I'm going to wrap that up for today, or for tonight, and tomorrow I'll get back to my list. Mainly that fuel pipe, I want that fuel pipe done, and a few other things I need to chop off, the rest of the frame to paint, and then it'll be on to the engine. Tomorrow's supposed to be looking better, shouldn't have any rain, so I'll get stuck in early. And remember, if you watched my last video, I'm looking for about 50, actually I think it's down to about 43 subscribers I need now to get over my 1,000, so that I can do a live feed of the first start of this engine and car. That'll be exciting, because I'll need all your help to get it running, probably, because you know me, I'm not that smart. So as I say, remember, subscribe, share, hit the bell, tell a friend. Thanks, see you in the next one. Bye.